And welcome to another episode of Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mag Davis, and that is, of course, WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, who has spent the entire time through that intro trying to get his light fixed and the picture behind him.
All right, I got everything.
You sure you got it now, Teddy?
Oh yeah.
He's
Well,
been
when you're doing the podcast out of your second bedroom, it's not too much stuff in here.
Hey, it's funny because this room is really small that I'm in. It may look big, but it's not nearly as big as it may look, and it is just stuff everywhere. I understand what you're saying.
All right.
How you been doing, man?
Hey man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this coming Saturday night right here in Atlanta, Georgia at Center Stage, MLW Wrestling. I'll be a big part of that Saturday night. And like I said, going to be some big stars there. The Good Brothers, they're going to be there. And I'm really excited to see Paul London. Haven't seen him in ages. One of the guys that I worked with, in my career. So going to be a big show there. MLW is Friday night at Center Stage. Saturday night, March 14th, right here in Atlanta, and I'll be there.
And of course, while we're talking about that, next week or the week after this, next weekend is what I'm trying to say, you're going to be also in Maryland. Isn't that correct?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be with James Ellsworth. Got three big shows up there next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be they're calling it Spring Fever, so I'll be a big part of that.
So that's a lot of fun there, too. You can find Teddy Long at that show and go get tickets right now, mcwprowrestling.com. And that's where you'll be able to find Teddy. We'll talk about some other shows that are taking place coming up. But, Teddy, I want to get your thoughts on the news of Road Dogg no longer being with WWE. Now, you and I both know Road Dogg, Brian. We've even worked with him. Even myself, I know you did. But was he just a guy that was pushed to the edge, you think? Because as I understand it, he's the reason why he's not there. He's the one that said, my time's up. I want to go.
Well, that's the thing about that. Let me say this. I have the utmost respect for Brian James.
Yes.
I've known him, his father, God rest his soul, Bullet Bob Armstrong, he was a great man and always respected me whenever I met him anywhere I was. Bob was just outstanding, man. What a nice friend to have. And so by me meeting that father, and I had a chance to work with Brad, God rest his soul, their other brother. And then came on down with Stevie and then, with Brian. So I have the utmost respect for him because Brian James was like this. He was a real man. He wouldn't lie to you. He wouldn't walk up to you and, pretend that he liked you if he didn't like you. If he didn't like you, he'd let you know.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I had the utmost respect for him. And he said something to me one night and he was talking to me in code a little bit and I got it. And I said to him, I walked out. And I come back and he said to me, yeah, damn, Teddy, you got a hell of a pop out there. I said, yeah. I said, tell Hunter. And he looked back at me and he says, he heard it.
Yeah.
So that, he hadn't called me back since.
Talk about Triple H. Yeah, man. When I saw the news, it didn't surprise me because if you remember, those of you who watched the WWE Unreal series that came out, there was a confrontation between Road Dogg and Triple H. Now, when I watched that, I thought they were playing it up for the camera. That was just my original thought. But after now, it doesn't surprise me because he couldn't understand why they weren't using Chelsea Green in a bigger role. And I think everybody in the fandom of WWE was thinking the same thing. You can watch her and tell this is a star. Why aren't you doing something with her? And there were comments made by Michael P.S. Hayes that she wasn't meant to be, the big star. She's just meant to help the other girls.
And I heard he had to roll back those comments. He apologized for them.
Well, he should have. I mean, let's face it. She really is one of the most entertaining females they have on the roster. Why wouldn't you put a rocket on her back?
Here's what you got to understand, man. These guys, some of them are just still living in the past. I swear to God, man, I love him to death. I love Michael Hayes. He's a great guy. I never had no problem with him whatsoever. But you got to come out of the past. It's not ran like it used to be no more. And a lot of guys just refuse to come into the 20th century. They're just going to stay back there with the old way that has been done since the beginning of time.
Yeah, and as you were saying that the things weren't the same anymore, Vince disappeared from the picture. He fell over right behind you. You have no idea what I'm talking about. There you go.
Listen, don't be jinking me, okay?
Jinking you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. I do want to say that we have Dave Crone's in the room. Corn Hosson. Hey, here you go. Corn Hosson saying, I smoked weed with Teddy once.
I never heard of this guy.
And even if he had, he wouldn't tell you. All right, let's see. Zach saying National Oatmeal Nut Waffles Day. Oatmeal nut waffles. And I'm not sure that sounds that great, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Does that sound good to you?
Not at all.
No, I didn't think so either.
Well, Zach is high all the time. He'll eat anything.
Well, I tell you what, I went to the, God, I shouldn't say this because now everybody else will go out and try to find this. But there's a corn chip maker, Brahms or something like that. I was in a dollar store and I wanted something to snack on. Well, I was in the chip section and they have what I thought were pork rinds, but they weren't. They were cinnamon twist, like you get at Taco Bell if you order some of their little sweets thing. And I got a bag of that. Brother, if you like cinnamon sugar, you need to. Oh, see, I love cinnamon sugar. Oh, anyhow, that's good stuff. I'm trying to find it now. They had it once and I can't find it again. Let's see. I think that's Ellen's in the room. She's saying, "Hey guys," Buddy says hello. Hello, Buddy.
Hey, hello to you guys and Buddy, my main man.
Let's see. Now we also have here's Fonzie is also going live. Who would win in a no DQ fall count anywhere match? Teddy Long versus Fonzie.
Oh, Jesus. I just tap out.
And now you know why Joseph says Teddy is comedy.
Yeah, thank you. I am.
Also, Dave is saying that Bruce Pritchard needs to go. Here's what I think, Teddy, and tell me if I'm wrong. There does come a point. I don't care how in touch you think you are. You reach a certain age where you're not in touch. You can't be like the kids are. And maybe that's why we're having these issues. As long as that old guard continues to control the creative, nothing is going to change.
No, nothing at all. See, what people don't understand is once you step into that arena, you stepped into another whole world. That's the world of professional wrestling. Once you leave that arena, it's a whole different deal. You're not that same person. But a lot of people don't get that part. A lot of people take their work home with them and to the streets, and they shouldn't do that. Once you leave the arena and do whatever you need to do, then be yourself. Okay, treat people nice, and but. Like I said, they just refuse to come into the 20th century. So, like you said, until the guard changes and they get some young guys in there with younger minds and creative and, not people, treating them bad and, doing stuff to them just because you don't like them. This doesn't mean that's sad.
And you talk about a lot of differences from the days of early wrestling to now. When I saw who replaced Road Dogg, it was a female writer who has never wrestled in the ring, to my knowledge, has never even really been around wrestling. How does your lead writer for a wrestling product not have a wrestling background or history? It seems to me now you're really asking for the entertainment part because they're going to put this out in fantasy land because they don't really know what it means to be a wrestler in the ring and the reason why certain things happen.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think this girl has been there for a while.
Even if she's been there for a while, Teddy, if you haven't been in that ring, how can you write wrestling stories? I don't know. It just seems like that should be a prerequisite for the job.
Well, like I said, some of them are cut out for this. You know what I mean? You got it in your blood, or if you stay around so long, you finally get it. And maybe she's one of those people that's finally got it. Maybe she understands. Like I said, she's been around for a while. Doesn't mean anything because she hasn't been in the ring. Because you see, they put guys on TV right now ain't never stepped a day in the ring in their life. Yep. So
true.
I don't think that has nothing to do with it. I think if you've been around and you learn, and understand exactly how this works, then I think she'll do good.
We also have pretty classy ladies saying holla holla players from the Himalayas.
All right, holla back at you, player.
Let's see, and she's also saying that Zach must be making up all these things about what day of the month it is, or what. You'll have to prove that. Look, we got a lot of things else I want to talk about, but let me bring this up because somebody sent this to me. I mean, right as we got in the room, and I've been kind of glancing at it as we've been talking. This is the, I'm trying, okay. This is from the WWE World Fan Experience or something like that. I guess this is what happens when WrestleMania comes to town. They have their own kind of big convention thing where you can go and do things. Do you know how much one ticket is to get in for that particular? I'd say like the WrestleCons that we do, Teddy. How much do you think it's going to cost somebody to go into the WWE version?
Like the signing.
Mm-hmm. Just to go in and get things signed and stuff like that. How much do you think the entry fee is?
God, I have no idea.
Almost $400.
To do what?
Exactly. You're paying all. Look, I've gone to a lot of wrestling cons, and the price to enter that wrestling con is nowhere near that expensive. It's usually maybe $50 or something like that, which covers what they've got to do for the crew that's got to be there working. I understand that. $400 to come in and spend money to get autographs?
This ain't gonna. This ain't. These guys ain't the WWE.
No, and I'm sitting here looking now. They show the prices actually. Let's see if I can't get that to pull up. Yeah, I can. Adam Pearce. Now, how much do you think he's charging for a photo op, Teddy? This is the general manager for Raw.
I have no idea.
$36.89.
Well, what's the 36.89 about?
What the hell? Why can't you just say 50, 75? You know. And so I'm curious. All right, so now that's him. AJ Lee, and she sold out of hers. Hers is $145.39 for a photo. Let me see who else is on here that may be. Let's see, Chelsea Green. Let's see. We were just talking about her. What does she charge? Now, see, here we go. This is what they think of Chelsea Green. $69.44. Cheaper than what I just say a minute ago, AJ Lee. And the most entertaining woman on the roster is on the low end. All right, now let's see CM Punk. How much is CM Punk getting paid for a photo? $205.07. I still don't know where they get these little pennies. What the hell? Dominic Mysterio. That's another good one to check because, of course, he's one of the big stars. $112.84. And I'm going to give you one more. I just spotted here. I'm going to try to get it to open up. Where does it go? Stone Cold Steve Austin, Teddy. There is a chance to get your photo op with him. $335.27.
Okay.
Gee, Eddie. All right. Hey, let me ask you, you guys who are in the room and you're watching this, would you pay that kind of money? Would you pay $300 to $400 to get Stone Cold's autograph? Nothing against Stone Cold, but I mean, seriously, that's a lot of money for a freaking autograph.
I think we need to move on.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
So we'd get in trouble. Curly Man. Hey, Teddy and Mac. Question for Teddy. Where did you get your suits that you used to wear as general manager of SmackDown?
Burlington. Well, it's a Burlington suit factory. It was like that. It was for men, just only men only. It was like what's that? They got a place here that sell nothing but suits. I can't think of the name of it, but Burlington Suit Factory is where I got them from.
Men's Warehouse, I think, is the new one that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking of? Yeah. Let's see. We have people responding to what I was just talking about. Ellen saying, nope, she wouldn't pay that kind of money. Dave Crone saying that's the cost of a weekend vacation. Fuck that. Curly Man saying, nope. No, I agree. I think it's just you're asking way too much of fans. And we've said this over and over again on this show. They're pricing out the average consuming fan, the people who built that stuff, and now you're charging way too much.
You're beating a dead horse because they don't care.
No, they don't care. Let me see. We also have Eric Heelbiz popping in, and he's saying, good evening, fellas.
Good evening to you, Eric.
Also, a pretty classy lady, Teddy. She wanted to know, Teddy, what about D&K suits? Did you ever get
I did get a couple from them, D&K. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
And also, we have a pretty classy lady say, just hang around the casinos. You can see plenty of wrestlers that week for free. Yeah, she's smart. She's smart. All right,
That's
look
right.
here. We have FanFest 4 coming up. More information about that right here.
Let's do this.
You wanted more, so we're bringing you FanFest 4. JBL, Mickey James, Carlito, Baku, Dan Severn, Robert Gibson, Kerry and Ricky Morton, Glow Girl Sonny, Bobby Fulton, Eddie Long and Mac Davis, the Brooklyn Brawler, Johnny Ross, Doink the Clown, Demolition, D'Lo Brown, Buck Bagwell, Harvey Whippleman, Paul Ellering, the Powers of Pain, Wildfire, Tommy Rich, Cowboy Bob Orton, and more. May 8th and 9th, Fairview Heights, Illinois, at the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center. SICW FanFest 4. Plus, the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame. Weekend includes Mick Foley's one-man show and the Bruiser Brody Memorial. SICW.org. As we approach and close in on the killing fields that Las Vegas will surely become the night of JCW's Stranglemania. April 17th. Pulses race, hearts pound like war drums. Anxiety rips its way through the bodies of the competitors. Sweat beads run down the scarred, often painted faces of the warriors, all of which aim to survive, but few of which actually will. With certain doom on the horizon, times are indeed tense, chaotic even. Every combatant is searching for a tactic, a shortcut, or a strategy to cripple their opponent beforehand and better their odds. In Vegas, desperately plotting, ploying, and scheming for an early advantage. The lines between good and evil have become blurred, as all is fair in love and war. And on the night of March 22nd in Lansing, Michigan, Juggalo Championship Wrestling will provide its contestants with just such an opportunity. JCW's Panic Zone, March 22nd, live from Lansing, Michigan, Gruel Hall at 224. Absolutely free to watch live from Lansing, or absolutely free to watch from home. Some selective bomb-ass seating is available for purchase at Gruel Hall. All love is lost and gone. Don't miss JCW as we enter the Panic Zone Sunday, March 22nd from Lansing, Michigan. And don't miss Stranglemania from Las Vegas, April 17th. Available on Psychopathic Records YouTube, Insane Clown Posse's Facebook, Insane Clown Posse's X, and the ICP Network on Twitch.
Okay, wow, that played great. Teddy,
Yeah,
you ready to answer a question or two here from the mailbag?
I'm ready.
All right, let's see. We have Kevin. This comes from Gmail. Now, this is one that we actually skipped over last week because we got so busy in here. And this is a name association. Teddy, I'm going to give you some names and give me your thoughts on these folks. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. First one, Luna Vachon.
I had a lot of fun with Luna. She, God rest her soul, she was a sweetheart. You know what I mean? But she's also mean. That she didn't take no stuff. I saw her beat up one of the, well, was she one of the girls worked with the, she was a floor director for the camera girls, camera guy or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know, something happened, but boy, and Luna lit right into her. You know?
It was now Luna was kind of legitimately kind of a little bit crazy, maybe a hothead? I mean, how
Well,
would you?
she's a sweetheart, but she get to drinking a little bit there, and then that kind of set her out there. I remember one time her and Godfather got into it. She threw
Oh,
a soda ball at him or something.
oh God!
He'll tell you about that. I can't remember all of it, but her and Godfather got into it. She threw a ball at him or something like that.
Let's see. We do have Dave popping in saying, "I doubt WWE will go to Saudi now." We talked about that a little bit last week. I'd be surprised too with everything that's going on right now. I just can't imagine people are gonna just want to pack up and go over to Saudi next year for WrestleMania when things are just as crazy as they are. Nick Patrick, Teddy, in the room saying, "I wonder where Road Dogg would turn up. He'd be a great fit for TNA." Teddy, he's not wrong. I think that in TNA, any group, even AEW out there, anybody getting Road Dogg on your staff is a plus. And I can't imagine that he'd have a hard time if he wants to even come back into wrestling.
Well, I think, that like you said, he's has a great mind, in it wherever he turn up at, he's valuable. But with Brian, Brian's been doing this a long, long time. He cleaned his act up and got himself together, man, and he's been there a long time, and I'm sure he saved his money. And maybe Brian just wants to take a while and enjoy the rest of his life. That's what I'm doing. I'm just enjoying the rest of my life. All that traveling and up and down in them airplanes, man. I mean, I'll do it, but not like I back, like how I used to have to do it.
Oh yeah, yep, I agree. Dave is also mentioning that Road Dogg is doing a signing in New York too. So I look back at this list that we were going over a minute ago, and it, he is listed in this thing as if he's going to be appearing at the WWE World. And if you want a picture with him, it's $47.74.
Okay.
But I would be surprised if he's actually still going to be there. I can't imagine that.
Well, you never know.
That's true. You never know. Let's see. We also have here we go. Pee Wee. Hey, Pee Wee. What up, Mac? What up, Teddy?
What up with you, Pee Wee?
By the way, if you want to be a part of the program, it's really simple. There's been a lot of you asking questions already and popping in. You just simply leave us a comment in the comment section. Doesn't cost you anything. No super chats. It's absolutely free. You just get to be a part of the show. It's that simple. All right. Let's see. We also have a wrestling historian, Teddy, and saying, Mr. Long, do you remember why WCW management had Doom drop the tag team titles to the Fabulous Freebirds instead of the Steiner brothers? That had me scratching my head. Thank you.
I don't know. I think that was DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, was involved in that. I think he was mentioning Jimmy Garvin or something. I don't know who it was, but I remember after we lost the titles, I know Dallas, he was the first guy to come out and congratulate the winners there. So I don't know who, like I said, they made a lot of decisions back in the day. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong. So all you had to do, this is what you want to do, then say, no problem.
Yep. All right, let's go some more of these names that they were sent in. The next name of that list, Teddy, is Angelo Poffo.
I didn't know him. I think that was Macho them daddy, right?
Yeah, that was Macho Man.
Yeah, I never did get a chance to meet him. I saw him a couple of times, but never had a chance to speak or nothing. So I didn't know him.
All right, here's another one. Superstar Billy Graham.
I had a chance to talk to him at one point in time in his life and my life. He was he was a character, man, but nice guy. But I mean, he was in his own world.
Well, he is. Ivan Koloff.
Oh, what a sweetheart. I had a chance when I was a couple of weeks ago. I was with Deep South Wrestling there, and they had they honored Ivan Koloff. They had his granddaughter there, and I tell everybody, if you just saw Ivan on TV, it's a whole different thing. Backstage, he was just as mild and manner, and he was so respectful. Always spoke and had a great conversation for you and stuff. So he was another guy that I really had a lot of respect for.
And here's somebody who will be at the SICW Fan Fest, the Fan Fest 4 that's coming up in May, and that's Nikita Koloff, Teddy.
I talked with him back in the day, you know what I mean? But I don't know what happened with him, he doesn't really talk to me too much now. So, so I don't, nothing really I can say anything about him.
And the last one on this list is Rocky Johnson. Of course, we're talking about the Rock's dad.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was a good guy, man. Me and him had a chance to. Well, I never did ride with him, but I saw him on at several, house shows and stuff, and we had a chance to talk a lot too. So Rocky was a nice guy too, man.
All right, Teddy, you ready for this next question? Here we go. Water bong or joint?
Neither. Neither.
Okay, well, I won't ask anything else. They have to ask the question if you want to know.
Okay.
Mailbag 101. Hello, all, as always, coming from the Bay Area in San Francisco, California.
Well, holla, player.
I like saying that. I don't know why. I always think of the old Rice-A-Roni commercials that used to always say, get a year's supply of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. And I guess that's
Okay.
where that comes from.
You're not on radio.
I know. I'm just thinking back to the young days, man. Let's see. Talia on Facebook. Who was the easiest person to work with? And who was the worst?
Oh God, I don't know. There was a lot of guys that were basically easy to work with, and there were a lot of guys that were hard to work with. So it wasn't no just one guy, one good guy, one bad guy. I mean, a lot of guys that were good, easy to work with. Some days you had trouble working with them. Different days, different attitudes.
But it's probably easier, isn't it, to pick out the one that's like was probably the most difficult to work with? That's easier to remember, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well, God rest his soul, but Sid Vicious, he was one that was difficult to work with. When I was managing the skyscrapers, we had a lot of problems with Sid. They had to bring Taker in one time to take his place. You know what I mean? To be a part of the team. I'm trying to think of God, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you say, there's so
Oh,
many.
there were so many of them that
Yeah.
were hard to work with. Jeez.
Was there one guy in particular where all the guys in the back like, oh man, I don't want to work with him?
Abdullah.
And see, that's the one I always heard about. And it wasn't because he couldn't work or anything else. It's just his work style was something they didn't want to be involved with because you're going to bleed.
He was pretty stiff. He'd hurt you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's back in the time when people would actually lay stuff in. You wouldn't try to kill anybody, but you would lay it in. And
he got
away from that.
He was stiff now. So you knew when you worked with him. I used to have guys when I first started, when I was refereeing, I used to have guys that come to me and tell me, hey, I know you're not supposed to tell me this, but am I working with Abby tonight? They'd want to find out, before they got out. And you couldn't tell them. I'm like, man, I don't know.
Yep. Because they know they won't show up if they find out they're working Abby.
Oh, they'll leave or screw the show up. Then, well, who told you that? Well, Teddy said I was working with
Teddy. All right, let's see. Curly Man saying, hey, Teddy, are there any episodes of Future Shock on YouTube that we can watch where you were working back in the day?
I don't know. I couldn't really tell you. I don't know. I mean, I started refereeing Cobb Civic Center, Marietta, Georgia. That was the first match I ever had. And
well, I think he's asking about Future Shock. Wasn't that that was what you were doing with
Future Shock. Oh, he's talking about when I was working for James Brown. Yeah, James Brown had a dance show, and he called it. I don't know whether you can find. You might can find it if you go and look up under James Brown. It was a dance, but you have to go under James Brown. It'd probably be under him, but it's called Future Shock. But I never did do nothing on camera there. I was always behind the scene. I was like the music director.
Yep.
I selected the music for the people to dance, for them to dance by.
All right, Dave is saying, did Vader have body odor like they said?
I don't remember. I never smelled him. I don't think
Teddy never really worked up with him, whereas a wrestler would.
But I rode in the car with him, though. I was in the car with him and Tony Ellis one time. They rode with me one time. We were riding. So, you if you're going to smell a guy, you definitely know then if you rode with him.
I always heard that it was his gear. It wasn't him. It was the gear because he wouldn't wash it enough. That's what I always heard.
That was bad too. A lot of guys were like that didn't wash their gear. And once you sweat in that gear and then that sweat dries, that odor there, you cannot get it out. I don't give a hoot if you washed it 50 times. It won't come out. And
that's one thing that I found out in independent wrestling and I don't know if it's the same way. You tell me, Teddy, in the WWE, but after a while, the mat that you work on, if you work a match, I don't care if they've even swept it and, vacuumed, whatever they had to do to clean it, it still has a certain smell to it, much like clothes that don't get washed, because that sweat's sitting in that mat, and you come out of that ring, you're like, man, I smell like this damn mat. You have to get
And
home and clean.
they probably only wash those things maybe once a week, if
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, if then. So, that's one of the things that you have to get used to kind of smelling. Maybe why a lot of guys can't smell bad smells. Let's see. Teddy, that's it. We're out of time here. Anything you want to go over before we close out of here? Anything you want to repeat about where you're going to be going?
I just want to repeat, let everybody know, don't forget Saturday night, March the 14th, that this coming Saturday night, I'll be at the center stage. I'll be a big part of MLW, the Good Brothers, they'll be there, and many other MLW superstars. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the players at the center stage on Saturday night. Like you said, we're showing next week. I'll be with James Ellsworth up there around Maryland for Spring Fever. I'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights in Maryland. And on the 28th, I'll be in Lexington, North Carolina at the high school there.
And of course, Superstar Fan Fest that we were talking about before, the Fan Fest 4 in Fairview Heights, Illinois, taking place at the Radisson Hotel and Conference Center. And you can get those tickets at sicw.org. You'll see on the screen right here all the people that are going to be there. I think there may even been more people added since this picture was put up. So go make sure you go by and check it out, sicw.org.
Exactly.
All right, Teddy. Anybody you want to reach out and say congratulations and give them this beautiful Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours ball cap, if I can get my.
Yeah, we got it.
Jeez,
that was a kid there that wanted to know. So I can't remember the question now, but it was kind of early on. Let's get him a hat. What was the kid that asked me? I got it now. I remember the kid that had the. You kept asking me about different people.
Oh,
gave
okay.
you those names.
That's Kevin from the Gmail that we got.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Kevin, let me get that down. I know I got it because I got your Gmail, so I know I can get your information. Congratulations, Kevin. We certainly appreciate you watching and participating in the program. Every week we do this, guys. So if you want a chance to win one of the ball caps, all you have to do is give us a question that we can choose from, and that's what Teddy does at the end of every night. He finds the best one, and that's the winner of a new ball cap. And by the way, Teddy and I will have those hats when we go to St. Louis. Those hats will be available, so get those while they last, because there is a limited supply of those caps. All right, Teddy, I'm out of here. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No.
I didn't think so. You never do. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place.